Yes guys, how are we? Welcome back to another YouTube video. So we are currently on board the ferry, about to depart to get back to the UK. Tremendous week back home in Ireland, thoroughly enjoyed it, but I'm definitely looking forward to getting back to the UK and back into routine. Because after many off-plan meals this week, man is feeling like a piece of shit, and so is C Chisel over here. So
I'm so disappointed in myself.
she's very disappointed in herself. So we need a big detox before our holiday to Turkey in 2 weeks' time. Honestly, I don't even think we're going to eat that much over there at all. And if we do, it's going to be like sushi and the like. As just feel like crap after this week, really. So I'm wrecked as well. Absolutely fucking exhausted. Up at 4:20 this morning again, so that we could drive up to Dublin and get here for the ferry. But at least we'll be back in Rotterdam like 3 p.m, 4 p.m. ish, hopefully, and we can just chill out for the evening and get a nice early night. I got all my Monday check-in crew to check in with me the day before, so all those check-ins have been done, which is tremendous. I just have a couple of messages to get back to now on the ferry, which should be fine. Will pass the time for me nicely. And yeah, but really good week at home. Like I said, it was nice to actually just unplug from bodybuilding for a while. That was the whole purpose of this week. It was always going to be the whole purpose of this week, was just to take a little bit of a step back so that ultimately I could take a step forward when I got back to the UK. I think having spent this week at home now, I've realised I needed it a lot more than I thought I did, with how locked in I have been on this just goal of bodybuilding for the last 4.5 years. Even before I moved to the UK, I was kind of like, I don't want to say isolating myself, but I was kind of pulling away from like normality and society, not going out, not really doing things, going to things, etc., just really focusing in on being as on it as I possibly could be with my bodybuilding process. And obviously that's paid off. It's got me to where I am today, right? But you're so in a bodybuilding bubble, and I've crafted my life to be so focused on bodybuilding that I forget that life has been passing by around me. It's been a massive slap of reality to come home and to meet like all my best friends' children. There's been 4 of my best friends, my close friend group, who have actually had kids in the last 10 months, and there's been 3 of them in the last 4 months. So pretty crazy, pretty crazy to come home and to kind of see all that, and everyone is kind of a little bit more settled down. Everyone's houses and mortgages and their own businesses and stuff like that. So it's pretty crazy. And engaged, and there's weddings and they're getting married. I'm kind of getting to that age now, so it's madness, and I think when I actually step out of my bodybuilding bubble, I kind of see that and I realise that I'm like, oh fuck, there is life outside of bodybuilding, and eventually there will be life outside of bodybuilding, and I need to settle down myself in a couple of years' time. That's not to say I'm just going to stop bodybuilding because I need to settle down, right? That's not what I'm trying to say here, but there is life outside of bodybuilding, right? And it was nice to actually kind of immerse myself back into that for like a week and have just some good quality time with my friends, with my family, wholesome kind of time, and everyone was in such good form. And for once, actually, when I got home, I pretty much met nearly every single one of my friends, which rarely happens. Normally when I go home, I'm like trying to text and organise to meet everyone, and this time around I was like, you know what, I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to go home, just going to chill out. Whoever I meet, I meet. And then everyone was just texting me to meet them, and I actually ended up getting to see pretty much everyone. So for once, right, the one time I not that I didn't want to, but the one time I was like, I'm not going to be arsed, I'm just going to chill. So there was not much chilling done. It was a hectic couple of days, that's for sure, and I'm exhausted now, but I'm glad I done it, and I am fucking hungry now to just get back into routine big time. Still had some good sessions while I was home, trained with a good couple of my clients, they were very productive, but you actually realise like how much of a difference it makes when you're not fully dialed in. Like when you're not 100%, like anything that isn't 100% for me, it feels like I'm not on it at all. Like I've still been eating and sleeping and training and doing all those things, but because it hasn't been like optimized to the 1%, it just feels like I haven't been making any progress at all. It's crazy. And there is such a big difference between having things fully dialed in and not having things dialed in. Trust me. Even how you feel. Like I feel like a piece of shit now. Just because my diet hasn't been 100%, my sleep hasn't been 100%, my routine hasn't been 100%. Honestly, the difference in how it makes you feel is crazy. And it makes me like baffled that like normal people who eat shit all the time, go out drinking at the weekend, etc., and live their lives like that. I'm like, how do people actually live their lives like that? Like, how do they live their life feeling this shit all the time? It's fucking nuts. So, yeah, look, people can live their life whatever way they want to live their life, but I just think it's fucking crazy how a lot of people are just walking around in such a suboptimal state and they don't even realise it. Like, I'm not surprised that when someone starts a plan and they drop a couple of pounds and they're eating healthy, that they end up, and they're not drinking, that they end up feeling so good, right? Because I'm like, their normal is just, yeah, it's not normal, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But anyway, that's a rant for another video. Speaking of coaching, guys, September is pretty much the new January when it comes to coaching, isn't it? And when it comes to people wanting to make a change. It's the 1st of September today. We're heading into the autumn now. I still have my offer that I spoke about in the last 2 videos going for the next 2 people, because one person has already gone for it and taken it. But sign up for 6 months online coaching. You'll get a Contact Care package. So a tub of whey protein, Essential Gains EAAs, creatine, and a tub of HydroFlow, my favourite, free of charge from yours truly if you sign up and make a change. A little bit of a Kickstarter for you all. So hit that link in the bio down below, guys, and we'll touch base. But for now, I'm going to leave this here. We'll catch up with you when we're home, when we're settled, when I'm back in routine a little bit, when I've got through my work tomorrow, and I actually feel like I can I can function a little bit, because my brain, it's not working that well right now. How's Chloe?
I'm good. I'm back to work tomorrow, guys.
Chloe's back to work tomorrow.
Not impressed. But this camera makes me look weird. Oh, I'm fasting for the week. No, I'm not. I'm only joking, but I should. Just drop a few pounds.
Yeah, I think I need a colonic, to be honest.
I need to be pumped. That's what I need.
Yeah, I'll give you a pumping.
Yes, gang, how are we doing? We are back in action, back in the office, in the ghetto, on Cavendish Road, and we're back to routine. Today is actually Wednesday, the 3rd of September, so I didn't pick up the camera to record yesterday, only because I really slept nearly 9 hours yesterday, had a little bit of a slower morning. I started my check-ins about 2.5 hours later than I normally would, and even though I was on a rest day yesterday, I had to unpack, I had to do all the washes. I had to just get my life together a little bit yesterday, guys. And then by the time it hit like 5 p.m. at night, I was absolutely shagged. The last thing I wanted to do was pick up the camera to record. But we're back in action now today. We are back in action, and we're back in the gym for push. So we're going to ease ourselves in today. Nice, light, handy session. Well, it's going to be heavy, but I'm going to try and not push the whole way to failure, maybe. I'll see how I feel. I'm feeling good. I slept like 8 hours last night as well. So sleep has been solid since I got home. My resting heart rate has come way down. My digestion is actually still fucked from last week. So I'm waiting for that to kind of earn itself out again. But we're feeling good, guys. I think like mentally, stress-wise, I feel a hell of a lot better because I know I'm back. I'm in routine. Everything is getting back on track. And I'm just looking forward to nailing things down over the next 2 weeks before I head away on holidays to Turkey. So I woke up this morning, I weighed myself, I was 113.1 kg. So that is the heaviest I've ever been by a nice bit. So when I got back, obviously over the weekend, right, there was a lot of off-plan meals there. Because Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I had family commitments, I had friend commitments. So that was 3 days in a row of off-plan eating, which is probably the most I've had. I can't remember having 3 days in a row of off-plan eating in a very, very long period of time, right? So the weight did spike up. And when I left to actually come back to Ireland, I was 111.2 kg, okay? And then I came back to Ireland, I was in Tipperary for 2 days, and I was in Cork for 3 days, and even after all of that, I was still 111.2 kg. So my weight didn't really budge over the first like 5 days of the trip/holiday, first 6 days, and then that was the Friday morning that I was 111.2, and then Saturday to Sunday to Monday, I jumped up to 113.4, so gained like 2 kilos there, and I thought, yeah, a lot of that is water weight. A lot of that is just from eating shit food, eating pretty late at night. Well, not all the food was shit, to be fair. And then when I got back yesterday and I weighed myself, I was 112.1. So I was like, oh, great, 1.3 kg drop overnight. And I was fully expecting myself to wake up this morning and be down in the 111s. But I was 113.1. So, yeah, we'll see where the weight trends for the rest of the week now. But I reckon I'll probably be holding in between the 112 to 113 mark. And that leaves me with another 12 weeks of the off-season left from here. So it's going to be interesting, guys. I'm really hoping I'm not going to be too fat by the time I get to the end of this phase, or it's going to be a fucking dig making weight. It's going to be a dig making weight regardless, to be perfectly honest. But it's going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to it. So pushing the cards today. I'm going to go downstairs now. I'm going to get a pump into me, and I'm going to head to the gym. My Conte order for this month as well just landed downstairs before I started recording this clip, which is perfect timing, as I do not have a fucking drop of protein left downstairs. Literally used my last tub this morning, so that was on the money. Perfect timing, literally perfect timing. And yeah, looking forward to getting back into the gym, getting back into Ultraflex. Fuck me, I miss that place so much. I love Extreme in Clonmel. I think it's a great gym at home in Tipperary when I'm at home and I can train there. But man, anytime I spend time away from Ultraflex Rotherham, I realise how spoilt I am to have the quality of equipment and the atmosphere to train that I have in there. So even though I'm still a little bit tired, I am absolutely fucking buzzing to head into the gym and train today. So looking forward to getting after it. I'll take you guys with me. Let's go. Okay, guys, I've left my little magnet thingy for the fridge upstairs, so I'm just gonna have to put you on top of the creaming machine here while I make my pump. So today we are not going to go with the mega pump, but we are going to go with the pump from Conte. And the reason being is I actually find the mega pump, because it is so packed, the panel with all the pump ingredients and the nootropic ingredients, that it's a little bit like heavier, almost like it sits a little bit heavier. Sometimes I might get like a little bit of like acid reflux off it if I have like, you know, a coffee beforehand and I have like the mega pump. Whereas the pump, I just find this goes down a little bit easier and like digests a little bit easier. That sounds ridiculous, right? But it's not as like potent. It's not as like powerful. You know, when you have some pre-workouts and as you taste them, they're like really sharp, and that's how you know that they like fucking hit hard. That's the way the mega pump is. But this is a little bit more subtle. So if anyone who does want to know the difference, guys, this is the more budget-friendly option of Conte's pump products. So this is 30 servings, and it's only like £25, I believe. So this is like really, really good fucking value for money. And it's still actually packed with plenty of fucking ingredients to give you a good pump. This, the reason I like this is this actually does have like hydration in it as well. So it does have taurine and pink salt and stuff like that. So this is kind of like pump and hydration. And then the mega pump is like pump and nootropic. So sometimes I will actually do a mixture of the both of these. But for today, it is just going to be the pump. And I think that should be sufficient, because if you're watching one of my recent YouTube videos, guys, you'll know that I did say that the pumps I have been getting in the gym as of recent are absolutely fucking wild. And that's always how I know I'm like fully blown off season, full to the brim of drugs and everything else, is when my pumps just feel like absolutely skin splitting, like just absolutely outrageous. And I can just like feel the skin splitting literally when I'm in the gym. So that's pretty much the way I've been over the last while, to be honest. So hopefully that's going to be the case today for my first session back. And I'm hoping performance will be pretty good on a lot of these movements as well, because I feel like sometimes when you have a bit of a deload or a bit of a break from certain movements. So for example, I'm in for push B today, right? And when I train push B once every 10 days, there's 10 days in between those movements. So sometimes when you're progressing those movements consistently for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, every 10 days or whatever, you can kind of hit a plateau very easily. But sometimes if you miss like one of those sessions and you train it every 20 days instead of every 10 days, you go in and you hit like a massive PB. I find that happens sometimes. So I'm hoping that's going to be the case today, and I'm not just going to shit the bed. Anyway, I'll open up my Conte package here, and I'll also briefly show you what I've got. Oh, nice. So I've actually been sent out the new multivitamin and mineral complete from Conte. So this is a new product that has just landed. Massive, massive panel on this, guys. Absolutely stacked. So very, very complete multivitamin here. What I like about this is it actually does have some zinc and some boron in it as well. So what I'll probably do with this is I'll probably actually take this pre-bed with my magnesium and my ashwagandha and all my sleep promoting supplements. So in the Supreme Sleep, there is actually some ashwagandha in there and some magnesium, but I do like to double dose and double up on this, and there is some zinc in this as well. So I get a hefty serving of those just to make sure that the quality of my sleep is on point. When I get to the size that I'm at right now in my off seasons, I do tend to find that sometimes my deep sleep takes a little bit of a hit and I can't stay asleep during the night as much. That happens to me towards the very end of a prep, and also towards the very end of like a push-up or an off season. I just find when you're in that sweet spot in the middle, you sleep very well. But as you start to get like super lean or super heavy, sleep can get a little bit dodgy. So anything that I can take to really just make sure I am sleeping through the night as much as possible, then that is going to be key. Supreme Sleep, of course, absolute staple, cannot go without this. I've got a tub of the salted caramel and caramel biscuit whey, and then I've actually gone for the mango carb drive here for this week, just to try this, because I haven't actually tried it yet. I normally go for the unflavored carb drive, which, to be honest, is my preference, as I take so many things with sweeteners in them already. Like my HydroFlow and my EAAs or whatever that are in my intra already have sweeteners, so I don't want to be adding like more sweeteners in on top. So I normally go for the unflavored. However, I thought I would give this a whack because I did get the mango essential gains, and I haven't tried this either. And I just thought, you know what, mango, I'll give it a double hit and I'll try it. And I also got mango HydroFlow, which I haven't tried yet. So I was just feeling a mango vibe, guys. Don't ask me, okay? I was like, mango, add to basket. Let's see how we get on. And then I've got a re-up of the best HydroFlow flavor there is, lemon raspberry, okay? And then one more that I've yet to try yet, grape soda. I've got high hopes for this because underrated monster, guys. Comment down below if you agree with me. But the purple monster, the grape one, very underrated. I think that's definitely a top 5 monster. So grape soda, I'm hoping that's going to be similar to that. But lemon raspberry is the GOAT, guys. So if you want to taste this, this is literally, up there with one of the nicest things you'll ever taste. DNAC 10 for discount. Link down below. Support your boy. Help me, support Conte. They've got amazing products, amazing company. Hit that link down below. Let's get it. Honey, I'm home. How you doing? Oh, fuck my life. Guess who's just tweaked their pec? Again. Me. What a fucking disaster. So as you will have seen from that top set on my flat prime press, when I came down after that first rep into the hole to initiate second rep, wasn't even a very quick change of direction. Very slow and controlled the hole. I just, boom, just felt that shock wave just go the whole way across my right pec. Honestly, I've tweaked my pec twice at the start of prep. Once in my left pec, once in my right pec, and now again in my right pec in a different spot. I felt like much lower this time than the last time. That's honestly the worst tweak that I've felt. Like that felt the worst of them all. Like that felt like the harshest, sharpest shock. And I felt like it was in more of my pec than the last time, if that makes sense. Like this felt like it went the whole way across my pec. It was so bad that afterwards I was looking in the mirror, I was like, oh, fuck, do I have like a bit of bruising here straight away? But I don't. But now after the fact, now that I've tried to do the rest of my workout and kind of work through things, I don't know if this feels slightly better than the last 2 times I hurt my pec, or am I just so used to hurting my pec now that it just feels normal. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely didn't chance doing anything else. Even my dips, I did one light warm-up set, and I was like, nah, not working. So just gonna completely rest it, have a bottle of BTC at home, I'm just gonna start fucking jabbing that into me straight away this evening. Hopefully, this isn't a big issue. I've had a feeling this was gonna happen this offseason. I said it many times before. I was like, I hope as I get stronger, I just don't get hurt. And it's not a form issue, guys. Like, it's not like I'm being the cunt with the weight or with the form. It's just when I'm in that stretched position, I just feel like I'm weak, man. I feel like I overload the stretch so much during my session that it's just getting hammered. I'm fatiguing it to the point that it just gets to the stage where it's like, nope, we ain't doing this. So yeah, that's not ideal. Kuba told me to take it easy today. He's myself back in. He's currently in the gym at the moment now. He's like 3 or 4 days out from hitting me. So I definitely don't want to bother him with that. I definitely won't be telling him, running up to tell him I'm after tweaking it. But that is definitely not ideal, guys. So hopefully this isn't a major issue. But as always, even if it is, we'll work around it. We'll find a way and just do what we can. So it is what it is. Right, that's my session wrapped up anyway. So I'm gonna go home, eat, and rest on the couch after that. Alright guys, so as you would have already seen from that previous clip, you know how this session went. Got a little bit of a pec tweak, which was frustrating because up until that point, the session had been going absolutely tremendously. Like, I stepped into the gym, started doing my warm-ups on this single arm lateral raise, and as you can see here, I'm like one peg away from doing like the whole entire stack on this, which is obviously like the strongest I've ever been, right? And these are moving really well. Like, I'm not shrugging these up with my strap. I'm literally just using my side delt to move these, and they moved so smoothly. And I still feel like I was kind of leaving a rep in the tank here. Like, that's the thing. Like, you can see when I finished that set there, it was relatively easy, right? Exact same thing on this pec deck. Now, what's funny is that normally on this pec deck and on fly movements, that's where I feel the weakness in my pecs, okay? So those tweaks that I've gotten in my pecs before, this is normally where I can kind of like still feel them to a certain degree, is like when my arms are really straight and I'm in that stretched out position. But today, for whatever reason, I didn't feel that, right? They felt pretty good. I felt pretty comfy here, and I felt like that I could actually get a pretty decent set done here without any pain, which is something I can't normally say on a fly movement. So as I was kind of warming up into this session, I was like, right, my body weight must just be in a position now where I have decent cushion for the pushing. I'm not going to get any injuries, etc., etc. And then when I moved on afterwards to the top set on the incline Atlantis, where I have a kind of loaded 50-50, right? I have it loaded like so. It is a little bit heavier in the stretch at the bottom, but this is a little bit of a weird one because it does still feel like very smooth. Like when you do this normally, right, when it's not like adjusted like our machine is, it's really heavy in the short, kind of like a hammer strength press, right? But when you adjust it like this, it's just a little bit more even, right? So this still doesn't feel all that heavy in the stretch, right? It kind of just feels pretty even, kind of feels like a pretty normal press. Now, as I was doing this, I didn't, again, really feel any pinching in my pec. I just felt like things were moving really well. I actually took a load progression here of 10 kilos a side, I'm pretty sure, or maybe even 20 kg a side, right? And I was only down like 1 rep or 2 reps or something like that. So that was like a really big PB that I got. So look, probably didn't leave a rep in reserve here. I probably didn't push that as much as I could have pushed it. But then heading into this next press, which over the last couple of weeks has been feeling fucking mega for me, I was like pretty confident, right? I was pretty confident and I was like, this is going to move really well. I'm probably going to hit a PB here. I got 10 reps on this the last time I did it. So I was like, I'm not going to go for load progression. I'm going to try and get this for like 11 reps, 12 reps, right? Which would be like top end of my rep range. So I was, trying to be sensible. Now what you'll see here is that first rep moves pretty well and I don't jerk it. I just nice and smoothly press up through my chest. And what happens was, as I was coming down into the stretch position, this prime piece forced you quite wide, came down into the stretch, and just on that change of direction as I pressed back up, I felt like the shock go right across my pec. And you can see me here, right? I kind of like am moving it around. I'm kind of like, oh fuck, like, is that okay? And then I like pick up my phone to like watch the video back to see like how bad it was. On the video, you can't see like my chest or my pec move around like that, but you can see my leg. You can see my leg kind of like twitches with like the shock of like the impact. So yeah, I was kind of like feeling my chest, and I was like, initially when it first happened, I was like, oh fuck, that's bad. That felt way worse than the last 2 times. And I forgot the camera was even rolling here, but I left this footage in. You can see me over in the corner, like literally like just like kind of tensing my pec and like pulling my beater back so I can like check the mirror to be like, oh fuck, is there any bruising here? Because I thought I was after fucking it. Now I know maybe I was being slightly dramatic. It feels a little bit better, but I'm still definitely gonna have to work around things. I imagine over the next while. So yeah, bit of a pain in the hole. I obviously didn't do my other set on this prime piece. I was just like, nah, not happening. And then when I went on to the end of the session, I had the Atlantis overhead skull crusher.
And getting into this is normally awkward anyway, but the second I pulled that weight up, I was like, ooh, I can kind of feel that pulling on my pec. So I did a couple of reps here, and the more reps I was doing, even though the weight was very manageable, the more it was pulling on my pec. But then I remembered I meant to sub this out anyway, because on my arm day 2 days later after this, I also have this Atlantis EZ Skull Crusher. But I like having it on the arm day because it's right beside the prime piece, like literally beside it. So I normally superset those. So I'd been meaning to substitute this exercise out anyway, which I remembered once I left the set early. And then after that, I moved on to the overhead kind of Nautilus extension. This didn't feel the best today, I'm not going to lie. But I think I just need to play around with like the seat height and the setup and all that stuff again. Maybe even do it single arm, as I feel like now I'm kind of like, I don't want to say this, but I feel like I'm too big for this machine now. Like with most preacher curl machines, I'll always kind of do them single arm because I feel like I just don't fit them. But you can even see here, like my 2 elbows are like barely even on the fucking pad, right? Because it's just forcing me so wide. So I might even just try and like angle myself inwards and see, can I do this single arm? And that will give me a lot more runway to actually kind of progress on it. So yeah, but look guys, another tweak in the pec. I'm actually checking this morning. I'm actually waiting on Kuba's feedback, which I'll put at the end of the video if he gives it to me. I might have to like just re-review how I'm actually training my chest. I did say this on prep that I was thinking about moving to maybe a slightly pumpier, higher volume pyramid and up approach. I'm going to try and just nail my exercise selection first, but if that doesn't work and I still feel like my pecs are weak as I'm pushing all these heavy sets, I'm just going to have to park it, guys, because I do not want a proper pec tear. Not happening. Yes, gang, how are we? Welcome back. It's the next day post pec tear. Well, not pec tear. I'm being dramatic now, aren't I? Aren't I, Chloe?
He's always dramatic.
So the pec is feeling a little bit funky, guys, still. You don't want to like lean down on the bed to do like a push-up, let's say, and I like put pressure through my hand. I can feel it like just, I can feel that it's not right, basically. So yeah, I don't think, like it's not fucked, but I do think I will have to probably just ease up on the loading over the next couple of weeks, not go too heavy, and just make sure I don't injure it further, because there is going to be a little bit of a weakness there. So look, we'll just have to wait and see how we get on. Train and pull today. I don't think it's going to affect anything too much for pull or legs, but you'll have to wait and see, because even yesterday when I was doing like overhead skull crushers, I could actually feel it just like pulling on my pec. Like I was loading my triceps overhead and I can actually feel my pec, like, so yeah, frustrating, but it is what it is. See, Chisel is training with me today on her lunch break because she's just too lazy to go this morning, pretty much. She's just really lazy now since we got back from Ireland. Well,
Okay, tell the whole internet that I'm fucking lazy cunt.
they know you're a lazy cunt.
No, it's not even funny, guys. I've been sleeping 10.5 hours every night since we got home and I'm still tired. I'm wrecked.
I wish I could sleep that much, to be
I
honest.
fell
Now,
asleep on the couch at 6:30 and I woke up at 6:30.
oh, you should have seen her. I have a photo on my phone. It
Don't put that
mightn't
in
be
here.
too bright, but I'll bang it in here if I have a. And she just had hugging the pillow on top of her, and her legs just like hanging off the end of the fucking couch. I don't know how she was even comfortable, to be honest. I said that to her. I was like, I don't even know how you fell asleep like that. And she was like, I was so comfortable. I was like, what? But yeah, we've been catching up on a lot of sleep since we've been at home. I actually don't feel too bad. Like I actually feel kind of like pretty energetic, I must say. I thought I'd be a lot worse. I thought I was just going to be like just fucked for ages. But I don't feel too bad. The only annoying thing is I am catching up on sleep, yes, but we've been waking up at like 6:30 in the morning, and I just feel like my whole entire day is gone, productivity wise, when I get up at 6:30 in the morning. So I feel like I get absolutely zero done with my day getting up that late. There will be a lot of people watching this going, 6:30 late? Yes, that is late for us, because we go to bed quite early, and yeah,
And sleep.
we're so used to getting up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning that when you get up at 6:30, you genuinely feel like your day is gone, guys. I like to get up early though. I like being up at 4 or 5 and just attacking the day and just getting shit loads done, so that by the time I'm back from the gym at like 2:30, 3 o'clock, just have everything done, you know what I mean, and I can actually relax for a while. So yeah, we're in for pull today. 4 back exercises, 3 sets of rear delts, and then that's it. That's a wrap. Job's a good one. I actually like this session. I subbed out the single arm dehandle cable row for the Cybex Eagle the last time I did this, and that just felt fucking mint. So I won't record my session today because CBA, and I'm under time pressure because she's obviously on her lunch break because she was too lazy to get up this morning and go to the gym, so she has to come on her lunch break anyway.
You already told them that.
I know, I'm just telling them again for emphasis, you know, just to really emphasize how much of a fucking lazy bitch I am.
Shut up. I booked Australia as well, guys.
Yeah, Chloe's going to Australia. She's fucking off away from me for the Christmas, basically. She doesn't want to spend Christmas with me anymore, so she's
sister
leaving
just
me.
takes priority.
She's leaving me so she can be in a red bikini on the beach in Australia without me.
Yeah. Don't be crazy.
I know.
Yeah, my my winter shredding will start probably after Turkey because I know I'm not going to be dieting when I'm over there. So I'll have to wait. I'm fat cunt for another 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay, here we are, guys. Gym time. Chat to you in a little bit. I'll get home, put this video together, see what sort of a fucking shit show amalgamated. Oh, I got the same spot I got yesterday.
Has this been recorded since when?
This has been recorded since we were on the ferry. Back. I'm just doing dribs and drabs over a couple of days, you know.
Oh.
This is like, I haven't even had time to record. I've been like pretty behind in my work because I've been getting up at 6:30. I've literally just been only able to do check-ins until I come to the gym, then I come to the gym, then I come home. I still have work to do, and then I just don't want to pick up the camera by the time it gets to the evening time. You know what I'm saying?
It's tragic, really.
It is tragic. I'm all problems today. Fucking stupid fucking peck. And then didn't I order fucking supplements yesterday and delivered them to my address in Manchester because my Google Pay on my laptop has my Manchester address. So when I paid via Google Pay, it automatically updated my shipping details. And then I seen it afterwards. So I think I have it sorted, but we'll have to wait another couple of days and see. But anyway, guys, less yapping. We'll head in. We'll train pull. Chloe train legs. We'll get a sick pump. Let's go. Gym done. Next up on the agenda, berry restock because we eat a lot of berries. Good morning, guys. How are we? It is Friday, the something of September. Just out for my post-meal 1/5. Post-meal 1 walk now. Chloe's here beside me, but she's not allowed on camera because she's not feeling herself now this morning. So I've been warned. Fellas. I've been warned not to shore. But anyway, I am still awaiting my check-in feedback from Cuba. So I'll be interested to see what he says. I hit 250 pounds on the scales this morning. Oh yeah, all fat, baby, love it. So I'm definitely feeling a little bit softer. I'm not gonna lie, I took those check-in photos yesterday. And yeah, I hadn't taken check-in photos in that spot in about 2 weeks because of being at home. And it was not pretty, fellas. It was not pretty. I pop a little pic up there beside you. I put in some good shots, and then I put in some not so good shots where you can see the softness a little bit more. So yeah, I wasn't really feeling myself. I'm hoping now over the next 2 weeks or so before Turkey, I can slightly recomp a little bit. But whether that's going to happen or not now, I'm I'm not entirely sure. But we'll see what Cuba says. I did actually ask him a couple of different questions, and I have a couple of things I want him to go over in this week's check-in, which I will probably share with you once he answers / covers those for me. One of them being, you know, the whole the whole Primo mast shortage and whether we need to find an alternative and yada yada. So I'll give my 2 cents and his 2 cents on that once I hear back from him. But he is actually over in Italy right now because he's competing tomorrow, him and Mark Hector. So I imagine he's quite busy at the moment. So he texted me back to just say, I've listened to those voice notes, I'll answer those questions. Just bear with me on the check-in. I was like, yeah, all good, no worries. So after I get this little batch of steps boxed off, I have to go and take the car for an MOT. So if any of you are long-time viewers of the channel, you'll know I haven't had the best luck with my little car. So hopefully today she passes with flying colours. Past the last time I had the MOT, no issues, which was a godsend. But I'm hoping now today that's going to also be the case. But we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully I'm not too long over there. I booked in for 9, so hopefully I'll be in and out and back home nice and early so I can eat my pre-workout meal and go and train arms and get a sick arm pump. So yeah, I'll keep you posted, guys. I'll finish off this walk and let you know what
the feedback is once I receive it from Cuba. And I will wrap this video up here. Tremendous news. Car passed the MCT, I was going to say, the MOT. Now there is something wrong with the front left thingy bobber, so I'm going to have to pay for that and get that done at some stage, which will cost me like 175 quid-ish. My mechanic said there's always fucking something, isn't there? Last time I got my MOT done, I had to replace like the CV boot or something like that, and that cost me about 150 quid as well. So always just something small and something niggly. The joys of owning a car and running a car. I fucking hate cars. Expensive little bastards of things. But that's another job done. Happy days. Back home. Done another little bit of work. And now we have arms on the cards in about an hour's time after I eat my chicky rice. So Kuba got back to me on my check-in. Actually gave me a ring. He's in Italy today, one day out. So that was nice of him to give me a ring and kind of cover those questions for me. I was asking him two things, right? One of them was, how do I kind of go about this cycle? Because I have enough Primo and Mast to last me for the whole entire cycle. And I was like, mate, this shortage that's going about, what if I use all my Mast and Primo now, and then I've none for prep next year, and then I'm like left hanging for prep next year, etc., etc. Should I like, you know, change to EQ or something else now, and then like run just Primo Mast next year, blah, blah, blah. But he basically got back to me. He was like, don't worry. He's like, you won't run out. I know someone who can get you sorted with Primo and Mast. And he was like, the last thing I want you doing is running EQ, because my mental state would not be the best, he thinks. It's meant to drive up anxiety quite a lot. And I'm not the best for that. So EQ is a no-no for me. He wants me to stay away from that at all costs. So I've kind of been thinking that myself. A part of me like really wants to try EQ. And then a part of me just knows I probably wouldn't get on with it very well. Especially because Primo like brings my estro down like a lot. Like I can handle very, very high test. And I don't have estro issues. So I imagine if I took like a little bit of EQ, it will probably crush my estro. And I'd have to like not really run that much EQ. Like I'd probably have to do like very, very moderate EQ and like very high test just to keep myself in the same position that I'm in right now. And then my total anabolic load would be like way lower, which could be a good thing, but could be a bad thing. I don't know. So I won't know unless I try it, but trying it now in the meantime before a potential pro card run next year is probably not what I want to do. And then the second question I was asking them as well was actually it was kind of to do with that question. I was like, if I didn't run test and EQ and I ran just test, like high dose test on its own, you know, how would we kind of go about managing that with AIs and stuff like that? Because, you know, I kind of had my own thought process in terms of like how I would manage things and my own dosages in my mind in terms of like Arimidex and Aromasin. And he basically just like confirmed exactly what I thought anyway. So that was good to know that my knowledge there is like, is on point. And like I've only used AIs myself. I've never actually used Aromasin, but I've used Arimidex like once or twice, like just acutely, just to bring my estro down when I think it has been very, very high, like previously before in the past. But Arimidex will just nuke your estrogen all of a sudden, whereas Aromasin, it doesn't do that. It's better at managing it, and you will get an estrogen rebound from using Arimidex, whereas you won't from Aromasin. So Aromasin is better at managing things whilst you're on cycle, but Arimidex is better, I think, at managing things when you just need to acutely bring it down. Or if you were like peaking for a show, right, and you were holding a little bit of water and it was potentially estrogen related, that's when you'd run something like Arimidex. So yeah, he covered those two questions, answered those two questions for me, and I've got a little bit more clarity now on the next couple of weeks. I felt like I knew what I was going to do anyway, and I knew what he was going to say. Like he was definitely going to be against the EQ, but I just kind of wanted to ask him anyway his thoughts, and he just confirmed that for me. So hopefully the Primo and Mast doesn't completely dry up on me, because if it does and I have to try something new for prep next year, oh, my fucking head will be gone, because that's not what you want to be doing. You don't want to be experimenting with new shit and having to get your bloods done loads of times and be very careful about how you're titrating your dosages up, etc., when you're going through that sort of a process, because it's tedious, right? I've been running test, Mast and Primo cycles for like the last 3 years, maybe more, and I know what certain dosages of what do what to my blood work, so I'm very in tune with it, and that's going to be different for different people, right? But having like never ran EQ before, it'd be like I'd never taken steroids before. I'd have to go through that whole entire process again of experiment with doses, getting blood works done, you know, basing things off how I feel, etc., And this is a conversation I had with one of my clients recently, right? He's over in Spain. He can't get Master Primo. And we're running his cycle differently now. We're running Test and EQ instead of the Test Master Primo we were running before. And he's like, oh, can we bump this up? Can we move this up? Like, can we be more aggressive with the cycle? I'm like, bro, we've got to be very, very slow and controlled here. We've got to run blood work, and we've got to see how we respond to things before we just go, yeah, extra this, extra that, or whatever. That is not the way you go about taking steroids, guys. At least it shouldn't be anyway. You don't just piss in the wind, and you don't just throw random things into you, or you don't just copy the big guy in the gym's cycle. It should be done more meticulously. And unfortunately, that takes more time, it takes more patience, and it takes a massive expense in terms of getting blood work done. But if you're going to bodybuild, guys, do it fucking right, okay? Do it the right way, do it the healthy way. Monitor things. You can't manage what you don't monitor, okay? That's super important. So yeah, there's my spiel done. My chicken only has a minute left, so I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna wrap this video up. We've got a very exciting weekend ahead of us though, because the Italy Pro is on tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. What are we saying, guys? What are your predictions? Drop them in the comments down below. Top 5, top 6, drop them in the comments down below. Let me know, and we'll see if your predictions are right. Pretty wide open show, this one. It's gonna be very hard to predict that top 6, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm hoping Mark Hector wins though. I'm rooting for Mark Hector, I really am. He looks sick, and I'd like to see Cuba get a dub and take Mark to the Olympia. I really, really would. So anyway, guys, if you've been this far, as always, thank you very much for watching this week's video. It was a little bit all over the place, but we're back, we're settled, we're in routine now. So I'll try and bang some better quality content out in the meantime before we head over to Turkey in 2 weeks' time. Happy days. So thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll catch you in the next one.